Actually, you know what? Can I interject real fast? Because let's just save
I don't think you
everyone the
asked for
trouble.
permission. You just did. So go ahead.
Yeah, let's just save everyone the trouble and be like, hey, here is 10 MGP products or barrel products or Dickel products. Charlie, go.
As usual, they save the best for last. So this is our third.
I think we saved the unobtainable rare gem.
Okay, that might be fair. That might be fair. So like TJ had
diamond
like 7
in the rough.
Oh, diamond in the rough. Yeah, what was that? Aladdin?
Yep.
Anyway.
So pause the video right now. In the comments below, write the 10 most wanted MGP and Dickel products, and then we'll compare it.
Here's a game. You can follow, if you're watching the video, follow along. Every time Chuck says MGP Dickel, you have to drink.
do
Make sure you are
drive
somewhere safe
after.
and you do not need to drive.
Yes.
Insert
Operate
IV now.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Ed, I'm sorry.
Fast.
I mean, it's
Drink some water. Now you can begin.
Okay, so TJ had about 8 of his bottles that were very attainable with a little bit of work. Brian, most of his bottles were attainable. The Old Carter 117, 12-year, maybe not. I'm gonna be at like 2, I think. Anyway,
To be fair, though, MSRP for all.
MSRP for all. That's right. All right, so let's kick it off with none other than a Dickel product. So we've actually reviewed this. Shocker. Where's the exploding head emoji when you need it? Anyway, so Dickel 15, we reviewed this for the channel. This is coming. Mine comes in at 104.6 proof. Still lower proof, but this was excellent for a Dickel product, even by these guys' standards. So I thought it deserved to go in. Number 2, you'll see a theme. Also includes Dickel, but also has barrel. Does it count?
Plus Dickel.
So this was like one of the crazy finds of the year. This was like a dusty find. Dusty not meaning like super old, 40 years old, but dusty meaning not this year. So this was
fair, for barrel, it's as dusty as you can get.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So this was the last bottle I was missing in the vertical for the New Year product. So this is Barrel New Year. They come out with a new one every New Year's. Yeah, shocker. And this was the 2017. So this was the first year that they did the New Year. I found this in Northern Illinois as I was driving north for work. And this actually only has Tennessee, Indiana, Kentucky distillate in it. So MGP, like I'm not sure the Kentucky source, but then of course Dickel. I blinded this off with all of the other New Year products that I have, and this was excellent. And this definitely won out. And because I bought it this year, even though it's 2017, I included it in 2021. So don't give me a hard time. I don't hear about it. So second, Dickel. This third one is Milam and Green, the Castle Hill series. So TJ, you and I tasted this up at the lake early in the year, and we were like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all we said. We were like, this has got to be in the top, and certainly it was not supplanted from its top 10 status throughout the year.
I also remember someone saying, so proud of themselves because they were proud they found a bourbon they really enjoyed that was not Dickel.
It was not. And then I was like, ooh, that's an N at the end, not an X. I thought it was Texas. I mean, Milam and Green's from Texas. Turns out it's Tennessee. It's sourced from Tennessee. Even though Milam and Green is from Texas, it's sourced from Tennessee. Look at those distilled statements. PSA. All right. Next one.
The surprises continue. The surprises just continue here, folks.
I mean, so I did this blind of all the actually. So my intention was to do the blind of just barrel products and only include one, but there were two that were just so good. I mean, I had to include this 2017 because it was fantastic, and then I included in the blind batch 26 through 30. Batch 31 is out now, but that was out after we made this decision. So haven't had that yet. I have a bottle sitting at TJ's house. So it was just 26 through 30 plus the New Year products. And batch 29 was my favorite out of that. And I thought it was worthy of including. And I had another sample this evening, and I confirm that this belongs in the top 10 of 2021. Yeah, so Dickel. Also MGP.
Wow. I hope you're actually okay. If you're actually playing the game of take a drink every time Dickel or MGP, just please stop. Okay, we don't want to lose a subscriber.
For safety,
we're concerned about your health at this point. Just stop the game, okay? Or just pause the video, watch it tomorrow.
If you've not hit subscribe yet, you probably see 3 or 4 of those subscribe buttons. Just try to click one of them. We would be very appreciative because, I mean, at least the man's honest. He has a type and he knows what it is.
Okay, so to be fair, like the barrel New Year 2017, definitely like that Dickel note comes through. And that's a little, that's fair on the Milam Green, although I think it's subtle. Honestly, on the batch 29, I don't get much Dickel note. So yeah. Even though it has Tennessee distillate in it, that typical vitamin minerality doesn't come through. Okay, so if Chuck's not including Dickel or barrel, MGP, or all of the above, what else does he need? He needs a Bardstown. Okay. Bardstown. Of course. Bardstown Discovery 6 is what I included in this best of. Took another sample this evening, and it is truly worthy. Beautiful nose. I called... Yeah, people are going to
Brian. Brian,
ahead,
guess
TJ.
what? Guess what Discovery 6 has in it?
Is there something from Tennessee
Yes.
in that one?
Darn right, and it's 17-year Tennessee.
What do I win? Come on down. It's The Price is Right.
Does it have an IN on it too?
Oh, is that a TX or a TN?
Oh, it's definitely Indiana. And it's a young Indiana, though. It's like a 7-year.
All right, so we're just keeping. All right, we can keep going.
We're basically just mashing the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah. If you ever come across a lady friend that has the initials TN, boom, it's just gonna happen.
You're the only 10 I see. Most of these, I'd say you could find.
Yeah.
Now it kind of goes downhill from here, I think. Next bottle, we're deviating from the Indiana, Tennessee theme. And we're just going with a pretty bottle, Blue Run. I'm putting this in my top 10 because I spent too much money on it.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's pretty.
It's a pretty bottle.
It's nice to look at, you know. It's good. It would look good on a shelf. Would impress people. People are gonna be like, "Ooh, what's that?"
Yeah,
right next to your Blanton's bottle that you love so much.
It's a $200 Blanton's. That's what that is.
Wait, you get Blanton's cheaper than $200?
Yes, I do.
Oh man, where do you get that?
To be fair, if you want to spend $120 for a bottle of Blanton's, just spend $200 for Blue Run.
It's better. No, it's totally better than Blanton's. Good grief, we're hitting on Blue Run. No, really, I tasted this again tonight as well, but I think the nose alone kind of pushes this through for me, to be fair. So TJ, this is going to be one you're just going to be mad with. You're like, oh, this is really good. And you're going to have these high hopes, and it's just going to let you down after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that really does kind of sum it up. We had high expectations for this, and it did overall let us down. But we'll see how it does in a blind.
Yes.
Speaking of another one that maybe let us down, especially early in the year, 3-chord whiskey drummer. So this was one of my most expensive bottles to date.
Yeah.
Close to $300. Was that right, TJ?
Yeah, it was like $220, $250, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So some of my old Carters are up there as well. But 15-year Kentucky. Expected a lot out of this, and initially we were disappointed. Actually, we put out a review on this as well, but I put this in a blind with a few other of what I thought could rival for my top 10. And this came out of that blind, so it deserved another chance. Maybe after our ratings, we'll say it shouldn't have got another chance, but maybe I was just generous that evening. But we'll have to see on the blind. Agreed. So coming down to the last three, which honestly, these three bottles are top shelf, bunker worthy, only bring out a couple times a year for me. So I'm going to start with this Bull Run seal box pick, single barrel that's aged 15 years. Just got this and tasted it. Was that a month ago, TJ? I came down to Louisville and got this. We were absolutely blown away. Everything that we like in a bourbon as far as those sweet caramel notes and then a little bit of spiciness. This is amazing. So if that's not in the top five, whew,
and it really wasn't bad price-wise. It was about $120, $130, so right around.
That's right. Yeah, you had to be on top of it to get it, but
yeah. And for that age statement, that's really not bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The next one, definitely not attainable either. TJ, your good friend that you got this for me. This is Justin's House of Bourbon. So in Louisville, if you've never been to, well, if you go to Louisville, first off, if you haven't been to Louisville, you should go to Louisville. But make sure when you're downtown, you're doing your other distillery tours of Old Forester, Peerless, or Michter's, whatever. Make sure you stop by Justin's House of Bourbon because they have a crazy selection of old whiskeys as well. They do some retail service, but they do some single barrel picks as well. You're probably not going to find those regularly when you just walk in, but TJ was able to pick up this one for me. This was about 180, I think. Mm-hmm. And this is a 14-year-old out of Barton.
Yeah.
And definitely worthy of top 10, top 5 of a decade, I think. Okay, so last barrel, Brian, this puts your smoke wagon, which is MGP, about 7 to 9 years, depending. Mm-hmm. Well, this kind of turns it up a notch. So this is from the Untitled brand. Untitled does they source, but they mostly do some finishing products like their batches, finished in sherry barrels or other things. But this is a single barrel, so unfinished bourbon, because it's the bourbon list, right? So this is a single barrel, a local store pick from Collective Pour in Champaign. This is over a 14-year MGP single barrel. It was one of those barrels that only had maybe 60 or 70 bottles total, so it's pretty low volume. This is amazing. If this is not in our top 5, no, we need to go back and redo it. Our palates are broken.
Yeah, and you'll have to tune in next week. Now that you've seen all 30 entries, what we decide is our top 10, which, to be honest, if you're completely unbiased, all of mine have a shot, all of Chuck's have a shot, about half of Brian's have a shot, but, that's the way it is. So we're excited to see this. It's a lot more work than originally any of us actually thought. And we still have our top whiskeys of the year that, we're not even going to get to until January or February, but we will get to them. Maybe they'll be the March Madness bracket. Could be an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But thanks for watching. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe, and everything along those lines. We really appreciate everything. When we announce the top 10, that'll be right about our 100th episode and a full year of doing this. And we never thought that we would hit near the subscriber count we have hit. So we appreciate all of you people willing to listen to 3 random dudes share their experience with bourbon. And we're going to keep doing it because, I mean, I need an excuse to buy bourbon mainly and not get in trouble with the wife. So
it's for the channel.
Exactly. That's my go-to line.
And why did we not name the channel 3 Random Dudes and a Bottle of Bourbon?
Because that sounds like a sex thing. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Stay neat.